My grandfather was a Welshman, a Presbyterian minister, moved from North Wales to his parish on the Isle of Man in the middle of the Irish Sea. He was an incredible soul whose life was deeply rooted in tolerance and respect and learning. He had never had the occasion to know much about Islam, and then suddenly he found himself with 5 Muslim grandchildren, all girls. It is those warm memories that orient so much of what Ramadan means to me. So I've been thinking a lot about it as we mark the holy month during this exceptionally trying time. This is truly a Ramadan like no other. And yet, even in these strange and surreal circumstances, Ramadan for me remains rooted, as it always has, in 3 principles. Ramadan is a time for deep reflection. It is a time for generosity and charity. And it is a time for family and community. And so what do I mean by that? Ramadan is, of course, a period for reflecting on one's closeness to God, but it is also very much about reflecting on our kinship to each other, to humanity, and to our place on earth. That naturally leads to the next Ramadan principle of generosity and charity. This is a month when we can more fully appreciate the lives and the trials of those in need of a helping hand. Every Ramadan from my home in Nigeria, we cook and we share food with hundreds of people in need. COVID made that impossible this year, and we had to think creatively, so we decided to send resources for those meals instead to the remote village of one of our family members, a nanny who has been with us for over 30 years, giving her love and her kindness to every one of our children and now my grandchild. And while people there can't gather to pray at the local mosque anymore, they can come to collect the food. So even in these unprecedented times, Ramadan is still about giving and finding creative ways to lift each other up together. And that leads me to the 3rd principle, family and community. Ramadan has always been a time for meaningful connections, to break bread with those who are perhaps most alone, those who we don't often see, and those we love and cherish. Yes, that's all the more difficult with social distancing. So this Ramadan, I have one more thing to be thankful for. It's called WhatsApp. And that's how we're breaking fasts together. Family and community are virtually but vitally alive. Team and Zoom rule. From my earliest memories, Ramadan has always reinforced a sense of togetherness. It goes beyond the Muslim community. It goes to our neighbors of different faiths. It goes to our friends of different traditions and cultures. It goes to our colleagues of different backgrounds. After all, differences need not separate us. They can bring us closer together.